I did a reaction video about the traditional Catholic iceberg using my VTuber model, but looks like my computer couldn't handle the VTuber model with a YouTube background at the same time. Even though the video was doing just fine, the audio was basically non-existent. So basically, I'm going to summarize it. I want to react the whole time, but I already just saw it. I cannot just fake my reactions, so basically, it's a traditional Catholic iceberg, and I mentioned in my first attempt at making the video, using the VTuber model, that Christianity is the largest religion in the world. 33% of the world's population are Christians, and within Christianity, the Roman Catholic Church is the largest Christian denomination in the world. 60% of all Christians are Catholics. Now, traditional Catholics are basically the more extreme side of Catholicism. There are many different types of Catholicism, right? But this overall broad category, right? This broad umbrella of Catholic extremism, fundamentalism, terrorism, like this very broad umbrella. Traditional Catholicism often has been put under this umbrella, right? Again, I'm not gonna read every single thing because, like I said earlier, I already did it. The audio wasn't working that much. I'm not gonna use the VTuber model again because it looks like the VTuber model is doing too much like encoding, so it couldn't do much. But to make it simple, I'm going to summarize, right? Let's start with his channel because again, I don't want to do it in real time because I already reacted, I already know what to expect. So it's not gonna give you an honest first time reaction anymore, right? Which is disappointing. So
starting with the first level, this is stuff that's very common knowledge among traditional Catholics.
Yeah, they talk about like a very popular like Catholic TV channel. Didn't interest me that much. The Fatima is basically the miracle, which is bullshit, by the way. It never happened. Because let's be honest, you gotta believe only a couple 100,000 people in one specific area of Portugal, what they saw the sun was doing weird shit, or the 7 billion plus people all over the world looking the same fucking sun. No. I'm an atheist and an anarchist, okay, so this is bullshit. Oh, by the way, I gotta put links in the description of scholarship about the origins of Christianity, its early history of Christianity, and also some of these things they talk about there has been debunked.
In the year 1917, 3 shepherd children saw thousands of people converted.
Yeah. The Eucharistic miracle, which is again, same thing, miracles. Miracles are impossible by definition, sorry. They talk about various different types of miracles. They also talk about the many different traditions, like the other Catholic rites. That one of them are more, some of them are more in line with the Orthodox Church, so which is kind of weird.
Statistically, you're almost guaranteed to end up in a Latin Rite church.
This is focused about the Latin, liturgy of the traditional Catholic, which was very important until the Second Vatican Council basically ruined it in their eyes.
1500s until the 1960s, and it's far more beautiful permanently, which they openly state they want to do. Then everyone will just have to accept their new 1960s mass.
This is a YouTuber, so not much to say.
Taylor Marshall is a YouTuber and podcaster who makes
this is
Catholics.
The Bible that many traditional Catholics use. If you want to know what's the best translation, like scholarship wise, the New Revised Standard Version is the go-to Bible version. If you go to a university to have a degree in theology or biblical scholarship, the New Revised Standard Version will always be the one they make you recommend, right? Either that or the Oxford Annotated Bible.
Because of its archaic language. Plus, it was translated.
And this one kind of make me laugh. The Vatican II clown masses, which is kind of funny.
Oh boy, this is a big one.
There's this one part where I think it's base, where
masses,
let me see.
Carnival masses.
Titties. Base.
Nude masses, at which scantily clad or nude people take part. And we have seen juggling masses.
They also get mad. There's like pagan elements in this new mass. Like, that's just syncretism. Every religion does it. Sorry, I was interrupted.
Rock concerts at the new mass. Guitar and
like I was about to say earlier about the secretive. It happens all the time. Christianity is no different. They adopted many of the pre-Christian cultural elements. That they are considered pagan in origin. It's nothing new for Christianity, so I don't know what they're complaining about.
A puppet
Again, I gotta put scholarship in the description.
Mass, A new mass where the people gather around the altar dressed as devils. A new mass where people perform lewd dances to the beat of a steel drum band.
Her head be covered.
Oh yeah, the strange double standards for men and women. Because Paul is a sexist, women are not allowed to speak in the church. So there's that.
Covered. But in the 1970s, the congregation for the
Oh,
Doctrine
the
of
Jesuit order?
Jesuits,
I actually
there's a
enjoyed the
lot
history
I
of the
can say
Jesuit
about these
order.
guys.
I actually enjoyed their history. Well, but he ignores the fact that Jesuit joined forces with the fascist Francisco Franco in the Spanish Civil War. Hell, the Catholic Church has a history of joining forces with the fascists throughout history. So,
But I'll keep it pretty brief because I don't want to get too far off track. Basically, the Jesuits are a religious order in the church. They were started by St. Ignatius of Loyola, who is absolutely amazing. The order produced countless holy priests and saints, but then around the 1960s,
yeah, it's doing the Fatima thing
they went
again,
completely off the rails.
which is bullshit. Oh, the child turret, again, it's been debunked. It's been debunked multiple times by experts, so... It talks about, in his aspect, about the cotton, which again has been debunked as well,
There
so...
was a large scientific study of the shroud done by a team of researchers in the 70s and 80s. They found
Let's go with this one,
tried to
I just
radically
literally
reinterpret
forgot about
this
this one.
that basically every single person is in the church in some way. But this is not letting the dogma speak for
Oh
itself.
yeah, it's like everybody outside the church is not safe. So basically, every single human that's ever lived before the birth of Jesus will not be saved by almost default. You know, which is bullshit. For me, God does not exist. There is no afterlife. And plus, even there is a God, it's not meant to be worshipped. Shouldn't be, because to allow the existence of hell is inhumane. No amount of finite crime justify infinite punishment. No, never. In fact, even though Jesus teach about the concept of heaven and hell in the Gospel of Mark, which is the oldest gospel, as the idea of an infinite torment in hell was first introduced in the 5th century. So there's that.
Hell. Imagine for a moment if people tried to treat other dogmas this way. Imagine, you don't know, is someone who
Oh yeah, like every single pope after the Second Vatican is an anti-pope, which is weird. Just
claims to be the
so
Pope
you know.
but is not. They also say that Vatican II, the council mentioned in Tier 2,
Oh yeah, another VaticanCatholic.com. They mention another YouTube channel which they have very strange positions.
the channel is
And weirdly enough, out of those positions he's going to mention reference, only one of them I agree with.
managed by two brothers, Brother Peter Diamond and Brother Michael Diamond. And they're honestly really interesting. Here's a list of some of their more notable ideas. 1. Every single person without baptism goes to hell, even if they're in the
Bullshit. That should not be a thing.
process of being brought into the church when they die, and they have an explicit intention to be baptized. 2. If you yourself don't believe the aforementioned belief on baptism, then you're also going to hell. 3.
You know, like I said, 33% of the world population are Christian. So by that logic, you know, if the over 70% of the world's population are going to hell. So that is inhumane.
magicians use real demonic magic on stage. 4.
Sorry, I'm eating donuts. Magic does not exist. There are no demons. They never exist. Demons are never a thing. Like, we're going to ignore the fact there was that one time in the 1st century, Christians believe demons live on the moon.
Pope John Paul II is the Antichrist. 5. Catholics cannot pray for non-Catholics who die. 6. Natural family planning is a form of contraception. And 7. Mother Teresa was a notorious heretic and a sinner, and definitely not a saint.
That's the only part I agree with Mother Teresa. She's a fraud. So that's the only thing I agree with this. So
I actually agree with some of these beliefs, by the way. I'll let people speculate on which ones. What's really strange and notable about these guys is that even though they have some strange views, they're not at all unintelligent. Some of their work on things like Eastern Orthodoxy are top-notch. I'd even go so far as to say some of the best out there. It's just strange how one day they'll upload the best defense of the Immaculate Conception that you've ever seen, and then the next day they'll
every media controlled by Satanists or Satan, that's just conspiracy theory. Conspiracism should never be acceptable. Right? The closest we could get to an actual real life is rich people controlling their wealth to keep their privileged status. It's called the propaganda model. Read Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky. It is a common academic study of mass media.
But as people get deeper into traditional Catholicism, there comes a point where they realize that literally all of society is controlled by the devil. It's not just the most obvious psyops that even slightly traditional leaning people can spot. It's everything on the radio, everything on TV, every movie. All interest is usury is a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. See, most people think that usury is interest at an excessive rate or some type of unreasonable interest. But this is not true. Here's the definition of usury according to the 1600s theologian von Espin. Usury is defined as the actual or expected profit from a loan. I'm sorry, there's no wiggle room there. All interest is usury. Plus, the separation of usury and interest into two different concepts, one being good and the other being bad, is a distinction that comes from Calvin. So if people want to say that interest is fine as long as it's not usury,
I think I skipped one part where they say like Catholics today will consider the saints if they're crazy. You know, when he meant by crazy, he meant they're too radical, right, in their doctrine and stuff like that. I thought they meant crazy is like they're mentally unstable, which Jesus was. According to the Harvard Medical School, you know, they did a psychological analysis of Jesus. They conclude that he suffered some form of schizophrenia, dissociation, you know, disorder, and mass delusions and stuff like that. He had mental health problems.
turning their back on the traditional teaching in order to make their claims.
Oh yeah, I think this one they talk about like the Giga Chad, you know, theologian.
So basically, women aren't.
And this one, a conspiracy theory about Freemasons and Satanists in the Vatican Church. Every time you hear conspiracy theory, when there's Freemasons involved, it's a code word for anti-Semitism. If they talk about Jews, it's anti-Semitic in nature. Okay, just for you know. And the last one that end the iceberg is like the majority of people, including the majority of Catholics, would go to hell. You know, as Mikhail Bakunin once said, if there is a God, it's necessary to abolish it. So, that's the entire iceberg. I'm not gonna do the whole live reaction because I already did. Their reaction, just the audio recording was very bad. So I want to summarize the specific part that were like the most interesting, the moment that I paused and trying to talk about a little more, but I'm not gonna spend another 2 hours doing that again, you know. I have stuff to do. So thank everybody who watched the video, you know, like, subscribe, share, and if for whatever reason Gen Z Catholics somehow discovered this video, hi. I had nothing else to say. So thank everybody who watched the video, like, subscribe, share, so you guys next time.